Sam lived in a small town where everyone knew each other. It was the kind of place where people left their doors unlocked and children played freely in the park. But behind the closed door of Sam's house, things were very different. His parents, once so full of love, were caught in a web of arguments and anger. Their happy home had become shrouded in a heavy silence, punctuated by angry shouts. Sam felt like he was walking on eggshells, never knowing when the next storm would erupt. He loved his parents very much, but their constant fighting filled him with fear and sadness. He wished things could go back to the way they were before, when laughter filled the air and his parents held him close. Sam tried his best to be invisible. He spent most of his time in his room drawing fantastical creatures and faraway lands in his notebook. His colorful drawings were a stark contrast to the grey reality of his home life. They were his escape, a way to shut out the harsh words and the constant tension. He became very good at anticipating his father's moods. He knew the warning signs, the way his father's face would tighten. His voice would become low and menacing. When those signs appeared, Sam would disappear into his room, seeking refuge in his drawings. But sometimes even his safe haven wasn't enough to protect him from his father's anger. Sam's father began to take his frustrations out on Sam. At first, it was just harsh words and a dismissive shove, but as the days turned into weeks, the abuse escalated. Sam's father would hit him, leaving bruises on his arms and back. Sam's mother, trapped in her own world of fear and helplessness, couldn't bring herself to protect him. She loved Sam, but she was paralyzed by her own fear of her husband. Sam felt utterly alone, trapped in a nightmare he couldn't wake up from. His tears flowed silently in the dark, his small body trembling with fear and despair. The once bright and cheerful boy retreated further into himself. He stopped talking to his friends, his silence a heavy weight on his small shoulders. His schoolwork suffered, his once vibrant imagination now clouded by fear and anxiety. His teachers noticed the change in him, the withdrawn demeanor, the haunted look in his eyes. They tried to reach out to him, but Sam was too afraid to speak, too ashamed to let anyone see the bruises that marked his skin. He felt like a ghost, drifting through the halls, unnoticed and uncared for. His world, once filled with the colors of childhood, had shrunk to the confines of his room, a prison of fear and silence.